Hi there, students. Hither and thither. Hither and thither. Well, we have an idiom, hither and thither, which means here and there, in all directions. So, water splashed onto the floor and went hither and thither in all directions. When the police arrived, the demonstrators ran hither and thither. There was chaos in the kitchen, and people were running hither and thither, here and there, from here to there, hither and thither, all over the place, in various directions, particularly in a disorganized way. In random directions. The bus broke down, and the people got off and were wandering hither and thither, here and there, in all sorts of directions, in many different directions, in a disorganized way. There was a forest fire, and the animals were running hither and thither. So hither and thither. Hither means to here, and thither to there. So come hither, come here. Let's see. I think both the words hither and thither are very unusual on their own nowadays. Although this phrase hither and thither, here and there, maybe it's slightly formal, but you will definitely hear it. But come hither, come here. It sounds rather poetic and rather literary. Go thither. I think thither is even more unusual nowadays. So hither, to here, to this place. Thither, there, to that place. I guess you could also use thither to talk about for that reason. The discussion went thither, to that point or to that result. Let's see. I think thither, you're not going to find people using it nowadays. Hither, you might just use it. She gave me a very sexy come hither look. But in the phrase hither and thither, this is definitely something you will find. You can also actually find the phrase hither and yon. But this is much more unusual and much more formal. So hither, to here, thither, to there. And then whither, to where, but I made a video about that. So hither and thither, this is a phrase you can use. I think hither and thither, I would probably give it 6 in formality. Would I use it informally? Maybe just all over the place. Here and there, everywhere, something like that. Use it in a semi-formal conversation, semi-formal or formal writing. However, hither on its own, I think I would give 8.5 in formality, and thither on its own, I think 9.5 in formality. Hither you might hear on its own, thither you won't. And let's see. Thither. The origin of thither is to that place. Faded in Old English, which comes from Germanic. It's related to that and thee. So thither and hither. People were running hither and thither all over the place. There were books and papers hither and thither all over his desk. So notice this is an adverbial phrase, something that's very disorderly. There were children running hither and thither at the party, and you had to watch out not to run into them. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Hither and thither.